Crazy. Mom is crazy.
No, you're crazier.
You're right.
Wonder why that's on recording. We're just
I
waiting.
still don't know how to get rid of that thing.
Just do it. And let the one, two,
Bryce, you look good.
yeah.
So do you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Don't be doing that to us.
Ta-da!
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Got it off.
I got it off. Jeez.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
Larry.
Well, so who all is here right now? Carol, Creech, and Lizzie. You guys
Yeah.
are here. Awesome. Karen Zeed.
ACL
Hey.
board.
Hey, I got the Magieras upstairs. Yeah, and Michael Larry are there. And then there's a couple faces here I'm not familiar with actually. This is a Julie,
ACL board.
ACL board member. Awesome. Okay, I got another someone.
Go, Ryan, you rock.
Ryan, you can let someone else let people
No,
in
you
so
guys-
you
you
can
guys
be
rock.
free.
Looks like Anna's here, Elsa's here, Eugenia. Nice. So happy to see you. Is there anybody? Who else is here? Did I not say anybody else? Jan. Hi, Jan. Awesome. And Catherine. Oh, more waiting.
Uh-oh. Look at Bryce. There's Kathy Lashinsky. There she is.
Cool. Hey, well, awesome. I'm excited. You know, this is a better turnout than I thought it was going to be, actually. I was thinking maybe 10, and my screen, I'm looking at 14 of you.
Wow.
More to come.
Maybe even more to come. Yeah.
Love it.
14's counting.
The sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. You're right, Carol Creech. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
Google home.
here.
Very
Yeah. Well, while we're sitting here, maybe I'll just kind of go over what the short, sweet, fun little program I got planned for us. I did hit the record button, so I'll see if I can either take, most likely maybe the audio, maybe video, I don't know, and do something with it, or not. I don't know. But I got a little I don't even know if you guys can see this from here, but
no.
you know, just acknowledging everybody that's here. Appreciate you guys all showing up, shouting you out, and meeting new faces if I haven't met you before. And then I was going to share a few words about the recipient after that. And while I speak, and then if anyone else speaks, like I'll give a virtual open floor if anyone wants to speak about the recipient. I think that, you know, that at that time we'll mute our mics. And I think one thing that's been happening in Zoom land has been when folks applause by doing like kind of like a jazz hands.
Like it. Like it.
So
like
if people want to like, yeah, applause is what we can do. Cool. Again, I'll kind of say some words here. And then after that, you know, again, I'll give you guys the floor if anyone else wants to share a few words. Oh, I got one more person to admit here.
Cool.
And yeah, oh, one more. I've been also troubleshooting. I've got a camera to do my kind of webcam as opposed to just the video on the MacBook, so it looks a little nicer. And I've been troubleshooting that all day, and I hope nothing goes offline and we have technical difficulties. But if so, we'll all, I'm sure, be patient about it as we all deal with these things. try to reconnect. Well, I don't think we're going to go much longer than 30 minutes, 40 minutes here anyway, but I don't know, I'm ready to kind of get started, to be honest. And what I wanted to do was just introduce what the award is. And it's the Joseph Magiera Honorary Service Award for Inclusivity. Some of you have been around while Joe was around and got to know him, my father, and all of the work that he did in the special needs community. And once he died, I kind of inherited the Sky's the Limit program. And I've been, since then, we've done three years now. This is the third year where I award someone in his name and recognition of those who've done something. Oh, there's a mute you might need right now. Not sure whose it is. We'll continue if we can all listen.
Just wave.
There we go. For other individuals who've demonstrated inclusivity in their service and their work towards a more harmonious world, especially around our special needs population. The first year, it was two gentlemen. They kind of were co-recipients named Jeff Ballard and Kyle Lippman. They were volunteer coaches with Sky's the Limit basketball team that we sponsored with the Expand program. But they also had been volunteering for like a decade just in Boulder County. And then even before that, they got started doing things in the special needs community in college, in high school even. And they just have phenomenal hearts. They don't have other connections. They don't have siblings. They don't have sons or daughters. They just have very good hearts. And so I wanted to honor them. In the following year, I honored Sherry Brown. And we all know her work and dedication to the special needs community, especially with her work in the Expand program. But overall, her tiny but powerful presence that she always brings. That being said, I would actually like to announce this year's recipient at this time. I think we're probably all here, and then I'm going to share a few words about them. AILSA WONNACOTT is going to be this year's 2020 Joseph Magiera Honorary Service Award recipient. Yeah, I love it. I told everybody else except for you, Elsa, until just now.
It felt like a board meeting. I thought, this is thank you.
Well, yeah. So I'll share a few words about you, and then I'll open the floor up. And if you want to speak about yourself, you're more than welcome to. So Elsa is an avid gardener and willing to get her hands dirty. Of course, there is a double meaning behind this. Now, the other value that Elsa wholeheartedly represents is vision. It's not very difficult in this life to have creative and visionary ideas, but it is to execute them.
Listen.
Can we not all agree that Elsa's vision of a more inclusive and harmonious society is clearly what she has been cultivating? I just looked on the ACL programs, like just the calendar, and I noticed the unique titles. At home, together, self-advocates becoming empowered, rewriting our worlds and the hero's journey. And that's just a tip of the iceberg of an example of the kind of things and the creativity that Elsa brings. And she responds. I see one more person that's waiting to get logged in. Hold on, I'm going to check them.
I'm glad I have my party hat on. Thank you, Cinder. I've used it 3 times now.
I've noticed. It seems like you're just staying in Hawaii all this time.
Well, it took me a week to get the backdrop.
I think that was a chat message that I noticed there instead of the someone needing to get in. But other thing, I'll continue on here, folks. She responds. She's paid attention to the needs of our population during the pandemic. She's taken on a technological education as well as a societal education for our people that we serve. I just dropped in on one Zoom with the SABE group, and it was amazing. The election literacy that she was doing with our population was so awesome. And just even a moment of capturing her intention and focusing on those kinds of details and things that are very needed for our community is just a small pinpoint in small drop of water in the big ocean that Elsa truly demonstrates with her thinking and vision. The wiry woman from Wales, I call her. Are you from Wales, Elsa? No. Where are you from in England? I came up with that alliteration. I thought it was clever, but I didn't think it was right.
You know, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Whoa! Oh,
Well,
no.
that's where I was born,
Yeah.
but I was raised in Manchester.
Manchester. Okay.
Yeah, but all of my family are really Irish. I'm a kind of first generation away from Ireland.
Yeah. I knew that alliteration wasn't correct, so I'll come up with something for Manchester, or Boston for that matter. A few more things to say. So some of the irony too of this award in general is how my dad Joe could have cared less about accolades. I always think of his identity as being a facilitator, which he truly valued. But it is important to recognize greatness when it is happening. We have to celebrate and recognize those who are good and doing good because it honors them that deserve it, but it also inspires others to keep persevering. It can be very easy to pay attention to the negativity and complain and identify problems, but it is the ones we must gravitate towards who choose to solve them. Which is all the more reason that we have to push in and bring attention to the people who are doing good things. If we continue to magnify these special ones who shine, we will create a brighter future for all. So one day, Elsa and I were having brunch over at the Tangerine restaurant over on Main Street in Longmont. And behind her cup of black coffee, she said, "I get up every day and I put my hands in the dirt. That's the only way that these seeds will grow." So thank you, Elsa, for rising with the sun and not being afraid to get your hands dirty. Please accept the 2020 Joseph Magiera Honorary Service Award for Inclusivity. You deserve it.
Yay, Elsa.
Yay! Woo!
Wow,
Hey.
that is beautiful. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. You snuck up on me.
Right? And I'll mail this to you. I can't pass it through the screen or anything necessarily. Zoom hasn't invented that technology yet.
I say send me a close-up photo, and then as soon as I get my vaccination and you get yours or whatever, then we'll do something in person.
I would love that.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
USPS is so backed up that will be the fastest way to get into. But thank you. I don't know what to say. I mean, it is, yeah, I guess it's hands in the dirt and small things. And, you know, there's just so many people. I look at the screen and this is where all the ideas come from, is all of you. Kathy, when she's on fire, and Jan and Anna and Eugenia and Cinda, who's never far in the background of a good idea, and Julie, who's out in the community and actually is the one. I mean, there's so many people on the screen here I could pick out who tell me, you know, what seed to plant. And so I just love that you're all here, and because you're all part of it. And thank you so much for getting your hands dirty as well. I love it. And
well, we love you, Elsa. If there's anybody else who's maybe willing to share a few words, I kind of prepared a little thing, and off the cuff is totally fine if that's what you've got. That would like to share about Elsa, maybe how she impacted your life, or just what you kind of think of her and all her greatness.
We'd like to say something because Lizzie has a couple of parties to go to. Imagine that. But,
No,
okay, Lizzie wants to talk about Elsa.
Go for it.
I know I saw, she, my mom helped me and she, got on board for ACL. And then she helped me to go to work out Fisto.
Yay, Art.
And so I said I come to work, and then I told her, and then she told me. Then she said, okay. I said I go to work, and she called me and I was like, hey, you're hiring me? I was like, yes. And then my mom.
Say congratulations, Elsa.
And congratulations, Elsa. And we were having a apprentice of a college. And you need to call me often.
Yeah, you need to call Liz and go have lunch. And I want to add in on that Elsa, you are incredible. You are a rock. You don't stop. And you are such a woman to look up to for all you've done for our community, for our loved ones, for the board, for the ACL.
And housing.
And housing. and all of us. And I can't even begin to thank you enough. I want to be like you someday, okay?
From Boston, you mean?
Well, I'm from upstate New York, and I'm A-okay with that, baby. And aren't you glad you didn't get the snow that they got? But we have to leave, and we love you all. We wish you a safe, healthy, happy holiday season. Thanks for all you've done for all of us.
We're not there yet.
Well, you got to go to your ugly sweater party, man. Liz is the Zoom queen of Boulder County, I swear. Okay, take care, everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you, Carol and Lizzie. Well, anyone else want to share some words?
I would.
Go for it.
This is Cinda. So I knew Elsa just when she had just come and started working for Imagine, which wasn't Imagine at the time, the DDC. And she was on a pilot program, and she came to our house with Aaron, and she did a, I've lost all my language, the person-centered planning with her, and guided us through her, with her circle of friends and her family. And just that commitment to people, to everyone as an individual, and recognizing the gifts they have to offer. You have that so strong. And then, as we went through changes at the ACL, just how you stepped up and became executive director, and what you have done with it in that time period. We went from 4 staff to 17, and increased the budget, and really became responsive to the community. And it's been all under your leadership. It's just been so wonderful to see. So thank you. I'm grateful for it all.
And Cinda, I'm very grateful for the nudges along the way. Every time when you set the bar a little bit higher for me, and I thought, oh goodness me, I don't know, I don't think I can do that. And then I would have 24 hours to think about it and figure it out, and that would be my next little leap forward as an executive director or a human being.
Well, I had no doubt, and you were ahead of the game.
Yeah, so now I just think, well, I haven't done that yet. And that's my approach to new stuff. Thank you, Cinda.
Yeah, well, anyone else? Thank you, Cinda. Eugenia, go for it.
I think that I am not wrong when I say that we feel at the ACL that we're very lucky to work with Elsa. And under her leadership, we have seen many changes in the ACL. Uh, this inclusive award is so deserved because I have, for the years I have been in the ACL, at the very beginning when I started at the ACL, I couldn't have more support to get out there and look for ways to not just advocate, but actually support the Latino community that, always have been kind of behind or for many limitations for many reasons. But as I was that lending hand that say, just go for it, I felt very happy to be starting the work that we do at the ACL. Elsa is really an extraordinary human being. She is real. And just like I have told her before, I see you. And we love you, Elsa. Congratulations. Big hug.
Thank you, Eugenia.
Yeah, thank you again, Eugenia. Second all of that, it was a pleasure doing our one of my first podcasts with you too, by the way, Eugenia. Anybody else to share? Mrs. Claus, yeah, you got to unmute yourself. There you go.
Hi, it's Kimberly here. Yeah, I would just say, congratulations and thank you. And I think that Elsa's her passion for what she does inspires us all. And, I just have such a respect for her professionalism in the work that she does. And I just admire her calm, kind heart. So thank you.
I thought you were knocking off at 4 o'clock or whenever we talked. Mrs. Claus. I see the husband is there now.
Yes, yes. I have a few words to say about Elsa too. She's been a very good girl this year and she deserves lots of presents and good cheer. And I'm going to do my best to make sure she gets it. Ho, ho, ho.
Too funny. Thank you for dropping by, Santa.
You're welcome.
See you in the chimney next time. Anybody else?
I would.
Yeah, Jan, go for it.
I would just, agree with everything that people have said, but I also want to say that the culture of the ACL is such that it just feels so supportive. It feels like folks can do whatever they really feel passionate about, as long as it's in a container, which I'm usually putting the container on. But I think that it's just kind of an openness and a receptive kind of atmosphere, and it just I think the team can really thrive, and I just really appreciate that.
Thank you, Jan. I do need a container sometimes.
Well, but it's good to have vision, and it's good to have those big ideas. It takes us all, right?
It does. And Jan is one of the legs of the stool that we call We Three at the ACL, which is Kimberly, Jan, and I, and we meet every week, and we have done for, I don't know, it feels like all of this current lifetime anyway. Yeah, it's there's just a powerhouse. everywhere on the screen, I see these groups of people that I meet with either together or in small groups, and how powerful you all are, and how powerful when you get together in these different groups. And I'm just honored to be a part of them, you know. And yeah, thank you. I need a container sometimes, and Kimberly, sometimes I need a data and to be organized and know where I am. And yeah, you keep us. It takes everybody to keep the ACL moving, and I think some people will have their foot on the gas at times, and other people on the brake, and other people are shifting gears, and we can do it all at the same time. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Elsa. Congratulations, and I hope you were surprised.
Yes, I got
Glad you
snuck up on well and
Glad you
truly.
could make it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm late, but you know, we're home host providers for Nick, and his family decided since he can't go there for Christmas this year, they're doing the 12 days of Nickmas. So every night there's a different family member calling in on Zoom, and so it just happened to coincide with the time this meeting started.
I love that an idea, Nickmas.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, Mr. Mark. That's always a pleasure. Right now, we're just going around for anyone who's saying some other kind words about Elsa right now. And I just see, is that Karen? Yeah, go for it.
So I haven't known Elsa really, really long time, although, you know, since I've been on the board, it feels like forever, but it's really hasn't been that long. But I always believe that the culture comes from the top down. And I think you've built a beautiful culture in your staff, in the work that you do. And I think all of that comes from you and from the heart that you bring to your job. And it reflects in the type of work you do, it reflects in your staff and how lovely they all are and how dedicated they all are. And that is a reflection of you. And so I hope you can take in the power that you bring to this community just by being you, you know, by bringing that heart that you have for the mission that we all stand by. So thank you for leading the way.
Thank you, Karen. And I so much enjoy you. It's vulnerable, actually, being yourself, isn't it? Even on Zoom, it's really difficult to just say I am me, and I just have to stick with it. And that's maybe the hardest thing I've found when I think about there's me and then there's this leader person, is, you know, how can they actually be the same person, and how can you be true to who you are? And so that when Eugenia looks at me across all the years that she's known me, that she still sees the same person, and you stay true to that. So thank you, Karen. You also powerhouse. I sometimes wonder how you do it. Like everybody else on the screen, it's like, what the heck, do you sleep? Do you eat? Yes, you do, because you're always eating when we do Zoom. It's always dinner time.
It's always at my dinner time.
But thank you, Karen, for kind words.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. That was beautiful. Yeah, more voices. Anyone else?
Well, I'm just thrilled to work with Elsa. I've known what 3 years, I think, since I've been on the board, and not only am I impressed with your breadth and depth of knowledge, but with your compassion. And you talked about the real you, and I think, you know, after 3 years, that's the real you. Or else, you know, we can hold up, you know, facade for so long, but, you know, I don't know you as long as some of the people here, but I know you. I think I know you long enough to know that you are genuine. You really do care about the organization. But I think the organization, for me, I get the impression it's a vehicle for you to really follow your passion. That if this organization was not here, you'd be finding another way to be equally invested and passionate about the communities we serve, and that's really important. And I think that's really telling us to the type of person you are. And so I don't know, I mean, this organization would not be the same without you. People always say that nobody's irreplaceable, I think you're the exception there. So it's a thrill to work with you, and thank you for everything you do.
We'll start the succession planning now, because I have to tell you that there are some incredible people already working at the ACL and working in this field who are a bit younger than me, and we're going to need them in about 14 years.
We have
Well,
to
you
put
better
that
have-
off till after the new year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that then. Yes, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I would say it's been great getting to know different board members, and I think COVID has actually given us a little bit more insight into each other in a strange sort of a way, even though it's isolated us. So it's been great to travel through your knee surgery, Mark, and you know, trips to Texas, and we've traveled together.
Yeah. I'm slowly working up. I actually did 1.5 miles last night without stopping in 27-degree weather, wearing shorts and a long sleeve t-shirt, and it felt great. But you know, I'm from Montreal, so this weather, 27 degrees here, is a summer wave heat wave in Montreal.
I'll believe you.
Yeah.
Well, my camera battery went out. No, my screen, it had a low battery on it, and it was blinking on there, and finally went out. Well, Anna, do you want to speak a little bit?
Yeah, I just wanted to just add a little bit to what Mark said, that I've known Elsa since she first came to the ACL back in the old house days, so pretty long time. And what Mark was saying about her authenticity is true, darling, and it's what you ask everyone else to be. So that's part of the deep inclusion work, is asking each person, no matter what they bring, to bring their authentic self to the table. And that when we each bring that and look across and recognize and honor and witness that, then we can do remarkable things together, right? And that, I think that comes in a way, your gardening is part of that, because the plants are imperfect. There's no such thing as a perfect plant. They're just plants, and all the different vegetables and things that you grow, and that each one is held authentically and with honor and witness. And in a similar way, you do that with the people around you. And to be your friend means that I always get to be show up authentically with you as you do with me, and as a friend, and also as my boss, and as part of the ACL. And I'm really grateful that we get to bring everyone to hold that high place of, you're all welcome here, and we want you here, and we want to know about you, and all of you. And that's one of the biggest gifts you bring to everyone that you touch in your life. And I'm really grateful. So, love you, darling.
Thank you so much. I'm English, you know, it's so hard to sit here. And you are all such lovely people, and yeah, I feel the same for you. I would say everything you say about me, I see in you, and I treasure so many, you know, moments and happy memories, and you know, I think that everybody on here is part of the success, and you know, my success as well as the ACL's success, because I know many of us have had conversations that are not about the ACL, they're about the struggles we have just as people outside of the work that we do. And yeah, so I thank you all for the friendship, as well as the you know, the being a colleague, and being a board member. And yeah, because there's several of my bosses on the call today, I see. And you know, one of the other funny things to know is that the day I met Erin and Cinder was also the day that I met the Magieras, because I was working for Imagine at the time, going round enrolling people into services. And so on that same day, I met both of your families. And I remember Bryce, I remember Tammy, I remember Joe. Ryan, some kid one time, I think, came blasted through the door with a sports bag, and I guess that was probably you, but I don't know how old you were. You were still in high school, I guess, and so that was a while ago. Yeah, yeah. There's history here as well. A lot of history.
Sabrina wants to just say hello.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Hi, Wixon.
Good to see you.
As somebody that she holds to be her authentic self.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you, Sabrina.
This is so great. I'm glad we can all be coming together on this evening.
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I just, a few weeks ago felt the need to do this, and I was like, do I wait till like 2021 to try to get people together? And because I sent it out on Monday, I think it was, or a Tuesday morning was my invite for this whole thing. And I was like, no one's going to show up. Oh no. I was afraid you weren't going to show up.
That would have put a damper on the party.
Yeah.
Well, if you told me it was about awards and it would involve me being
You might have
saying
not.
anything, I'd be like, well, actually, we have one member of our team who she says, actually, I have to put a campfire out with my face on that evening. And I don't know exactly what that means, except she's had some serious accidents with campfires, and she draws on that analogy a lot. But no, I would have come even if you'd told me.
Yeah.
I would have been honored, but less surprised.
You know, I've all 3 years it's been a surprise. The people haven't known what it is. I'm just like, just come to this thing. They're like, why? I'm like, just come.
Yeah, I think maybe you should keep that format. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored, and you know, the surprise has worn off right now. Yeah, I'll be looking around. Next time there's an awards ceremony, I will be keeping mum so that you also don't know when you're going to get an award. Yeah, but thank you everybody for keeping it a surprise, and for being here tonight and saying such kind things.
Well, it's nice to finish the year off, particularly this year off on a high note. So it's, you know, in the midst of darkness, there's a shining light. So thank you so much, Ryan, for organizing this and getting it out. Even though it was last minute, I'm glad that you did it, and we could cap the year off with something positive.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, and that was really the theme of my my little speech at the beginning too. So.
And I love that it's so close to the solstice, because as a gardener, what I'm looking for is the turning of the earth.
Oh.
And so that's about to happen. It's the season of light, and you know, I'm really looking forward to that whole piece. And yep, I'm ready for 2021.
Interesting side note. I think the summer solstice is the 21st, right?
Right.
And and I think the 21st is also the night that Saturn and Jupiter are going to be in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see a nice bright star in the sky on the solstice.
That's right.
It's not a star. So
I'm hoping for a clear night.
yeah, it'll be great.
So Ryan, before we go, I do just want to, you know, kind of call Joe's presence here. And I know he would have had a birthday recently. And so, you know, just remembering his commitment and missing him. And so grateful that you are carrying forward in his footsteps. And by, you know, having this award, I think it's wonderful, and in the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I do feel that that was something that struck me one day to honor him, is just putting an award in his name. And like I said earlier, it's a little bit of an irony, because he was one who never liked the limelight. He'd rather be a Geppetto and let someone else take center stage. And he's continuing to do so, you know. So that's all the more purposeful in his respect. So thank you for bringing that attention to Cinda. Yeah. Well, again, I appreciate everybody for showing up. Love all these faces. This really brought joy to me as well. Sending us off in this awful 2020, but there are good things to come, and this is the start of one of them. I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, I don't want to really take up too much of your time. And I just really appreciate everybody showing up and honoring a very deserving woman in AILSA WONNACOTT.
Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and thank you so much for giving up some of it.
Great to see everybody. Thank you. Congrats.
I'll see you all back on deck.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye now.
Thanks, Ryan. This was awesome.
Yeah,
Bye.
Congratulations, Elsa.
Congratulations. Good job, Ryan.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Eugenia. Bye.